Howdy y'all, welcome to Hazen and Barrel Craftworks. I'm the Alchemist, and today we're drinking a New Holland Brewing Company Origin Series bourbon. And this one is the maple barrel finish. And what attracts me to this one is I love myself a finish, and I love myself a dessert whiskey. And we've tried the honey barrel, which was an absolute delightful sweet bourbon. And I'm hoping the maple barrel comes in quite similar to that honey. The mash bill on these, on the Origin Series bottles, are 70% corn, 25% malted barley, and 5% rye. Now that 25% malted barley just gives me that notion in my head it's you know, a lot like a beer. And I also get a notion in my head with that 25% malted barley that, you know, it's a distiller's bourbon. That high barley, you know, makes me think that I'm gonna get notes that maybe stereotypical notes, I should say. But in that honey finish, it really didn't come through to me as much. So the MSRP on this one is right around that $100. If I'm not mistaken, it was $94.99 for this one. This is the Take Me Home series. And the proof on this one, a little bit hard to read, but the proof on this one, 115 point something, 115.8, I believe is what it says on that one. And what I'm hoping we get on this maple finish is something that takes away or covers up that. Any of y'all who know me know that I'm not much of a beer guy, but I think that those malted barley notes that I have in my head that would bring through like the mochas, the chocolates, you know, add to this a little bit. I didn't catch a whole lot of that on the honey. To me, it was more of a very sweet peach bomb. So if you didn't watch my video earlier this week on that one, go ahead and catch that. But let's see what the maple does and how it combines with that malted barley, this what I call a brewer's bourbon. Now if y'all remember, New Holland, they use a pre-prohibition style pot still, which I love for the viscosity of it all. Oily, delicious, in my humble opinion. And New Holland also uses a, you know, kind of a recycling method with their barrels. So, you know, first of all, they'll make a bourbon in their barrel, and then they'll throw a stout in there, and then every now and again they'll throw another bourbon in that barrel for finishing after you've had a stout in it too, to get a nice finish on another bourbon or another whiskey. So they're pretty smart with the use of their barrels. Now this was finished obviously in a barrel that had maple in it, maple syrup. So on the nose right now, I'm clearly getting maple. I mean, it's obvious. Nice and mapley sweet. A little bit of vanilla bean. And to me, there's a nuttiness in here. To me, like a toasted nut. Let me go in for my sips, see if that nut becomes more clear after I sip a little bit. Otherwise, I'll dwell way too long. Okay. Viscous and sweet. Oh my. That 115 proof is so nice. Nice bit of heat on the front of the palate. Very nice bit of heat. I have a nice bit of there is a nice bit of oak barrel in there too, but like that toast that I was talking about on the nose, I get a bit of a toasted oak on this, but then at the same time, that sweetness, it's like a burnt white sugar. I love this. I'm very surprised how muted the maple is. Burnt white sugar, caramel, dark chocolate. As this is coming across my palate, getting towards the back of the palate, there is definitely some dark chocolate. And like I said before, that oakiness is in there as well. This is a nice mixture, but I have to admit I'm longing for a little bit more of that maple that I had on the nose. Okay, there we go. As I go back to the nose. Okay, as I go back to the nose, what we've got there, I was talking about the nuttiness. It's like a toasted pecan. So if you take that maple that you get on the nose, that maple is pronounced on the nose, I love that. And you take that toasted pecan, a little bit of that vanilla, it's almost like you got some sort of I don't know, like a pecan torte or a pecan dessert. Not necessarily, to me it's not quite a pecan pie. More like a little pecan torte that you make in those little pie shells, but not a full-blown pie. Nice palate. The finish is long. So man, I tell you what, that white sugar, beautiful. Caramel, beautiful. Dark chocolate in the back, beautiful. And as I sit here and let it fade, oh, still a little bit of heat on the tip of the tongue. No Kentucky hug, but I love that heat on the tip of the tongue. Any of y'all who watch my stuff know I love that. But as things fade, and if you just would sit here and leave that glass alone, which is hard for me to do on this one's delightful. I get a little bit of cinnamon with that oak. And that cinnamon comes in nice. And then now the maple comes in. And that maple is good. It just comes in on the finish, keeping this finish long. It's not like a maple syrup, it's more like a maple glaze, like if you glaze that pecan tart that I had in there on the nose, that little toasted pecan. It's like this glaze now on the end is getting it. I lick my lips, I get a little bit of maple and a little bit of that sugar. And there's some nice cinnamon in there too. This is a good one to have. This one stays right there around that $100, maybe a little bit less than $100. This one for me too, if you can get your hands on it, is worth grabbing. I got lucky on this, in my opinion, but grab one of these if you can. Worth having on the shelf. And as y'all know, I love to have y'all coming back around. So please, take it easy. Don't drink and drive. Cheers.